You know, it's another beautiful, miserable winter's day here in California. We're supposed to get 75. It's probably 70 now. I'm way overdressed. I'm boiling. I haven't been on much. Why? Well, I have a really bad shoulder injury that can't be repaired. Our medical establishments can do nothing. And it just hurts too much to sleep. So it's hard for me to sleep. Yesterday and the day before were really rough. Last night I got some sleep, so I thought I'd come up and do a video. And we're not going to talk about shoulder injuries. No, we're going to talk about global climate change and what the world is doing about it. The head of the UN warned global action is way off track. That global climate change is a far greater threat to the world than the coronavirus. The biggest risks right now on the world stage of climate change: extreme heat, hunger, and flooding. There goes my note. Don't you hate it when your notes fly away? In the UN warning, they say world leaders must not be diverted away from climate action to take care of something less important, such as the coronavirus. Time is fast running out before we miss our target of 1.5 C. According to the UN, in this report that came out the other day, global average temperatures is at 1.1 C, according to their measurements. But down in Antarctica, we're seeing huge pools of meltwaters, bigger than ever before. The Antarctic is now starting to melt. Well, the peninsula part of Antarctica is starting to melt. I want to be more accurate here. But not only is that a big threat that we need to take care of right now, but palm oil. Yeah, palm oil is one of the biggest threats next to meat eating to our tropical forest lands, which are being cut down at an ever faster pace, especially since we've been putting right-wingers in office, and they're just have-adding. They're just going at all the forests so that they can make land for other uses than stinking forests. Who needs stinking forests? So the race is on to find a synthetic replacement for palm oil. Palm oil is a threat to the climate of the world. It's about number 3 as far as height, right behind meat eating. So what are the alternatives they're going for? Microbial single-cell oils. Somehow that sounds like, well, anyway. So if you say, well, I use sustainable palm oil. Sustainable certified palm oil is only 19% of the total crop. And of course, because the orange man won't take the blame for anything he does, he always blames somebody else. So Trump put a ban on the EU countries, but he left off the ban and let it have an exemption to all 5 European countries with Trump resorts. In other words, the travel ban does not apply to Trump resorts or countries where Trump resorts are in. Now, do you think that that's based on science? Do you think that's based on intelligence? I'm asking you guys, the followers of this guy. Most of the people on this channel seem to follow the orange man and like him. So I'm just, do you think that's a really good idea? With a pandemic, a world pandemic has now been officially called, and we have the orange man exempting anything that has to do with his properties from the travel ban. I just can't believe this, and they'll still follow him. Not only that, but the U.S. is severely short of tests. Some say there may be as little as 125. Not only that, but we're short of beds, way short of beds. If you get this disease, you need a bed and respirating equipment so you can breathe. Otherwise, you're going to be in some sad shape. So when Trump gave his little speech the other night, to me, he looked as if his face was swollen and infected with something. A lot of people are saying it's cocaine. How do we know he isn't infected himself with the coronavirus, considering how many hands he has shaken with people that have come down with coronavirus already? Honestly, people, how could anybody follow this guy and be for him when he may cause one of the biggest epidemics the U.S. has ever seen by his own doing, and yet they'll still follow this idiot? Unbelievable. And don't think Biden is going to be any better. Biden is just as nutty as the Orange Man, and he isn't going to do anything except put CEOs of Wall Street companies like Chase Bank in his cabinet. Bloomberg's already being promised possibly a position in his cabinet. Now, does that sound like a left cabinet to you? Does that sound like a left-leaning or even middle-of-the-road candidate? No, that's a right-wing candidate. Biden, the right, running against Trump. Makes no sense at all. Don't understand people's thinking. It's not making any sense. So, depending on how my shoulder feels, how much sleep I get, we'll see you next time.